Tibet, the journey for freedom. When speaking of Tibet, a sacred land with a rich history and unique culture, one cannot ignore the pain and resilience of its people in their enduring struggle for freedom. In 1950, the newly established Communist regime of China declared that Tibet must become a permanent part of the People's Republic of China. This decision led to a military invasion, causing profound political and social upheaval for the Tibetan people. For China, occupying Tibet not only granted access to abundant natural resources, but also provided an opportunity to militarize one of its key strategic borders with India. Confronted with the threat of 40,000 Chinese troops, the fledgling Tibetan government, led by the Dalai Lama, a boy not yet 15 years old, was forced to acknowledge Chinese rule. In return, China promised to protect Tibet's political and religious systems. However, these promises were quickly broken. Increasing cultural and religious repression ignited a strong wave of resistance among the Tibetan people. This resistance culminated on March 10, 1959, when hundreds of thousands of Tibetans surrounded the Potala Palace in Lhasa, fearing that the Dalai Lama might be kidnapped or assassinated. The uprising was brutally crushed, forcing the Dalai Lama to flee into exile. Since then, March 10th has become a symbol, commemorated by Tibetans and supporters worldwide as Tibetan National Uprising Day. It is a day to honor the sacrifices of the Tibetan people and to remind the world of their unyielding desire for freedom. As a result of the invasion, thousands of Tibetans were forced to flee their homeland, seeking freedom in other countries. Over generations, the Tibetan diaspora has built resilient communities, giving rise to second and third generations of Tibetans born in exile. For these younger Tibetans, images of their ancestral land live on through the stories of their elders or information gleaned from the internet. Yet, their deep love for Tibet and the legacy of their forebears continue to inspire them to fight for Tibet's independence. In 1994, the organization Students for a Free Tibet, SFT, was founded by a group of young Tibetans and supporters in New York. Dedicated to advocating for the fundamental political freedoms of Tibetans, SFT quickly grew into a global movement. Through education, grassroots organizing, and non-violent direct action, SFT mobilizes worldwide support to amplify the voices of oppressed Tibetans. Over the years, SFT has become a powerful force in raising global awareness about Tibet's struggle. From organizing annual events to commemorate Tibetan National Uprising Day to empowering young activists through conferences, SFT has tirelessly worked to protect and promote the Tibetan cause. Each year, SFT marks March 10th, Tibetan National Uprising Day, with various commemorative activities to honor those who have sacrificed their lives resisting Chinese oppression. These events also serve to remind the international community of the ongoing injustices and human rights violations faced by Tibetans. By keeping Tibet's story in the public consciousness, SFT ensures it remains a relevant and urgent issue. Additionally, SFT plays a critical role in supporting emerging young activists. Through conferences, training sessions, and empowerment programs, the organization equips these activists with a deeper understanding of the Tibetan situation and the skills necessary for effective advocacy. The growth of the younger generation within the Tibetan movement is a testament to SFT's strength and perseverance in defending Tibetan rights. Recently, SFT has intensified its efforts to keep Tibet a pressing issue in international media. During Xi Jinping's tour across Europe, SFT and Tibetan activists ensured the event did not go unnoticed. They organized protests, engaged with media outlets, and used every available platform to bring Tibet to the front pages of global news. Even as European governments rolled out the red carpet for Xi Jinping and police forces suppressed Tibetan protests, SFT remained steadfast. Their message reached major news outlets, continuing to draw international attention to Tibet's struggle for freedom. SFT's mission is clear. Whenever Xi Jinping or China's economy is mentioned, people should also think of China's occupation and genocide in Tibet. SFT recognizes that in today's world, controlling the narrative is a critical part of the fight for Tibetan freedom. Their battle is not only on the ground, but also in the media, where every headline and story can serve as a powerful weapon in this struggle. Today, SFT has evolved into a robust network that not only advocates for an independent Tibet, but also demands freedom, democracy, and human rights for Tibetans in their homeland. SFT represents the voice of Tibet's youth, a generation carrying forward the dreams of their ancestors. steadfast in their belief that one day Tibet will be free again. The journey remains long and fraught with challenges, but with persistence and determination, the hopes of young Tibetans may one day become reality, bringing a brighter future to this sacred land.